Hello, happy Easter. Welcome to Lexie's Kitchen Creations Easter Dinner Edition. So today was Easter dinner and it was big. Not too big, but just enough. Couple of meats, a nice side dish, salad, and I'm going to show you what that was for today. So the only thing I am making tonight though is hi, thanks for joining. The only thing I'm making tonight to show will be the potato frittata. Now, I don't remember how if y'all remember back in the day, when your mom used to be, Ladies Home Journal or Better Homes and Gardens, and they had all those recipes, and you just pluck it out, and she kept it, and or even you kept it, and it's there, and now you refer to it all the time. So that is what this is for me. This is a recipe that I've had, and I'll even show you the recipe. This sucker is old. This was in Ladies Home Journal 2007. This recipe. Potato chive frittata. Loved it. And I've made it quite a few times since then. Always got rave reviews. So I'm making it again. Of course, this is me. So I've always kind of doctored it up a little bit and made it more my own. And I am doing that today. So the original way to make this, of course, it's full of eggs and cheese and full of dairy. Now, for me, egg is not the best thing, so I try to stay away from it. So when I used to make it with all that egg and stuff. And this time, the first one I did make, I made it with all the egg. And I also want to give a shout out. I hope you like my headband. This is my Easter bonnet. So if y'all remember, it used to be every Sunday, the Easter bonnet, the Easter hat parade, the Easter bonnet parade. This is my rendition of my Easter bonnet, courtesy of Miss D Works. And you can find her on Instagram at D Works Face Painting 2. I think I got it right, but it'll be tagged up in the comments. This was her gorgeous creation that she made for me and my Easter bonnet. I love it. So whenever you need a headband for either special occasion or just something to wear around or something, if you do some cosplay or something like that, she makes nice. And it's reversible, so I can wear it at the front and I can also wear it at the back. So I am loving this. It's spring colors. It's Easter colors. It's wonderful, and I'm loving it. So check it out. Check her out on Instagram if you want to say. Hi, everyone who's checking in. I hate to say I can't see nothing. I'm this is my birthday week. I'm 49 years old. The first thing that goes your eyesight, and it holds true still. So this is the recipe in itself is pretty simple. You have your potatoes. So I usually do a pound of potato, depending on how much potatoes you want to use. It's your potatoes, your cheese base, your flour, a little bit of flour, your egg base is egg and cheese and all that, and then your seasonings. So I am doing a mini one. So this is the one I'm doing. And the reason why I'm doing this as a mini is because I'm changing it up just a bit. So, like I said, the original recipe calls for 8 eggs. Well, I don't eat eggs, so I got my handy dandy just for egg. Why? It's a liquid egg, it's vegan, I can take it and I like it, and it's easy to measure. So when you do the cheeses and the egg mixture, you put all that together. So we have, normally it goes for a full container of ricotta cheese, but for this recipe, since it's smaller, I cut that down almost down to like 1/8 of the measure. So we have about 1/8 of a measure of, so this was like 2 scoops, I would say, of the ricotta cheese. Right? And you stick that in there. Then I kind of doctored it up because I've added some boursin. So, you have the boursin cheese. I've added some boursin cheese to this, and we are going to make that, kind of mix that in the mixture to start. Right? Get it nice and fluffy and whatever. And I may even take a little bit out of it because this may be still a bit too much for this little pan. But I'd rather make it and have too much than not have enough. So I'm going to take a little bit out of this. Trust me, I could find something else to use it on. So that's done. Then we're going to take our just for egg. Let's shake it up. Okay, shake it up. Then we are going to take our just for egg. We're going to put, I want to say, a couple of ounces. It's supposed to be, we actually should do 1/8 because it's 4 tablespoons. So it's an egg. And I will probably just do 1 egg. So we're going to do that little 4 tablespoons. This is going to give us 1 egg. We're going to throw that 1 egg in there. And then we're going to add the rest of our cheeses. So this is a mixture, as you can see. This is a mixture of Gouda, regular sharp cheese, Fontana. It's just a mix of cheeses. Some Swiss, some Gruyere. So we're going to put all that up in there. We don't need all this cheese. And then we're mixing this up. So this is going to be our base. And if I think I need more egg, I'd add it, but I think I'm good. This is our base. Maybe a little bit more egg. I want a little bit more water just to spread. Okay, that's good. And that's the base. That's the cheese part of it. Then we're going to add our flour mixture. So the flour mixture I didn't use regular flour. I actually used this is another part where I doctored it up a little bit. I used my cauliflower kavasa flour that I get from Trader Joe's. I use that. I add the salt, pepper, about a 1/8 teaspoon of baking powder, and I did a couple of sprinkles of the truffle powder. So this is like truffle potato frittata. And this is another part where I kind of doctored it up to fit myself. So a little truffle powder we added in there too to give it that little truffle flavor. And then we want to take a fork and kind of whip it up. Stir this up really good to get all that. Oh, and it wouldn't be a potato chive if we didn't add chives. So we had fresh chives. You add about, when I go to chives, I tend to do it to how I want it to taste. The recipe called for about a 1/4 cup of chives, which was actually really good for me. So, but I will add as much chives. I love green onion and I love chives. So I will add. So then we add this to that, and we want to whip this up. So we're going to whip some more. Actually, I could whip it like this. We're going to add this in there, and we're going to whip it together. So this is not going to be a watery thing. It's kind of going to just lay on top of the potato. So like your potato is your base and then the cheese is like on top of it. That's how I see it going. If I needed to, I could add a little water, but I'm good. I just add a little bit more egg to make sure it gives it a little bit more soup to it. Then we're going to take it, once it's nice and mixed together, we're going to put it on top of our potatoes. So our potatoes were boiled. I cut them into like cube-sized pieces. Boiled it like that. The other way to do it is to boil the whole potato and then do it like that. But I didn't want to do it like that. To me, it's just an extra step when you could just boil potatoes and cut them and then boil them from there. So then you add this to the top. And then you want to cook this at 350 for about 45 minutes. And so that's how it comes out. Now you want to, when you start it, you want to put it in an oven proof. So when you take the potatoes and you cut them, you want to heat them up. If you let them be cold first, you want to heat them up. If you don't let them be cold, add a little oil to a pan, layer the potatoes, then you can layer the cheese mixture on top. And this is what you get when you put it in the oven. I tend to put a little something over it, so if it bubbles over, it just goes like that. So this is our little thing. It's not really dairy free because you have all that cheese, but it is egg free, and it doesn't have. And it's that kind of. It would almost be gluten free with the flour because that's the only thing that I think would be gluten. And so we're going to switch this out, and this was what it looks like after it is cooked. So this is our whole potato frittata, our truffle potato frittata, and then we're gonna cut it and we're gonna plate, because you know me, I'm gonna like to plate. So once we finish with all of this, put all this to the side. This in the oven. That's gonna get going in a minute. Okay, all that's to the side. Now we have our plate. So what was on the menu? Besides our potato frittata, we also had our ham. So I did a spiral ham that was glazed with brown sugar and pear liqueur. I mixed the pear liqueur with the brown sugar, shook it up, put it on there, give it a nice pear taste. Tastes good. And then we had our beef ribs, which was, first they were marinated with the mango habanero whiskey that you saw on, if you checked my show on Friday, the mango habanero whiskey that I made with the champagne. So now I used it to cook with. So I marinated our beef ribs with that, and then I mixed this. I made a little barbecue sauce with that also to put on top. You could dip it on the side, and it also cooked in there. So that was the two things. So then we're going to do a quick plating of the food, and we're going to start with our frittata. So I got these gorgeous plates at Sur La Table. I love that place. It's not over in the mall anymore, but still, these were just gorgeous. They were too cute not to pick up. So we have that. So we have our bowl for our salad. We have our plate for our frittata. So we're just gonna kind of cut into it here. There you go. There you go. So see, you can look at that. You can see all that potato in there. And we're just going to slide that on our plate. Now, I also make this for brunch. So if I ever have a good brunch, this is a great thing to put on for if you're having a brunch. I side it with some caviar and some salmon roe caviar, a little bit of sour cream if you want. Great. We're going to put that up there. So that's our potato frittata. Then we're going to have our I got it. Whew. Then we're going to have on our regular plate, we're going to have our rib. So maybe like 1 or 2 ribs if you want. We can always cut these if we so choose. Most of the time, I kind of cut these ahead of time. I just didn't do that today. And then we're going to go into our ham. So you know, this is just a regular ham that you get to the store. It's already spiral cut. So we're really just cutting it off the bone and putting it on the plate. All of this has, and for me, you know, they said to cut it a certain way. I would love to say I'm good at cutting stuff, but I'm one of those, I'll just pull it off the bone and put it on a plate. So that's what I'm doing. So we have that. Now, I could also put it on the same plate, but some people don't like to mix flavors like that. And if I'm serving it, I might serve it just like this, where it's just a couple of pieces on the plate and it's served. And then I'll put it on the tray, and then we're done. So this is our meal of the day for Easter, our ham, and then we have our salad. So Taylor Farms has a watermelon salad that has feta cheese, watermelon seeds, and a watermelon vinaigrette. So a nice cooling salad. So you need some greens on this plate because there's a whole lot of things. So a whole lot of meat and starch, but no greens. So we're going to have a little bit of salad on top of that. I'm going to add It's already been mixed with our vinaigrette. We're going to add a little bit of cheese. And my all-time favorite, our chickpea puffs. A few on top. And there you have it. Our Sunday dinner. So we have our truffle potato frittata. Maybe I'll even put a side of sour cream on there if somebody wanted it. We have our pear and brown sugar glazed ham, as well as our mango habanero country beef ribs. And that is our Easter dinner. So thank you for joining me tonight. Thank you once again, Miss D Works, for my beautiful bonnet. I love it so much. I will be wearing it again because it's pink and it's me. And like I said, that is our dinner for tonight. So thank you for joining me, and I hope to see you on the next one. Bye.